Saturday morning, and welcome to the Morning Tune Report. We are basically doing 3 shows in one today because I forgot to do one yesterday. So I want to finish off this show and leave room on Monday to start working on the Hasbin Hotel, so I can finish off that and move on to the shows that'll take a little longer to get through, and we can start cycling through other shows. But the Morning Tune Report, we are finishing Supernatural Academy. As a quick summary, Misha and Jessa are twins, and through a series of events, Misha ends up in the magical world because Jessa lives in the magical world and Misha lives in the human world. Misha ends up in the magical world, and they discover they are dragon marked and that they are going to be used in a ritual to raise the Dragon King. I'm not really sure why or what the purpose of this is. The show never really explains why the villains are doing this, but basically the original headmaster, Christoph, I think his first name is something else, but yeah, that's his last name. That's what everybody calls him. He wants to raise the Dragon King, and he's doing this because it's by using kids who have been put into these pistol-like shelter things called the Cloister, who are also all dragon marked, and he wants to use them as an army to raise the Dragon King. Meanwhile, the vice principal, or the headmaster they put in charge, also turns out to be evil, and she and her sister are the East-West Maidens, I believe, because I believe Jessa and Misha are the North-South Maidens. And she and her twin sister have been impersonating Kristoff around campus, and tricked everybody into thinking he was in prison. Although you'd think somebody would be smart enough to figure out that he keeps ending up in new places at once, because you'd think these people would have, like, guards or safeties in place in case something like this happens. Like some kind of magical protection or some kind of tracking spell or something, but no. Apparently there's like no safety net or anything, so once he leaves prison, he's just free to run around, and now he's been trying to recruit other kids to help him raise the Dragon King and rile them up. His daughter, meanwhile, who in my opinion is the most interesting character, and who had to struggle with the fact that her father is nuts and everybody now views her as nuts because of it, gets infected with this weird, like, shadowy magic, and she decides to take over the campus or some stupid crap. And meanwhile, their friend Jay, who can, like, talk to plants, something about, like, connecting with the Lee lines, and, like, they have powers, because Jay is non-binary, which I actually think is really cool. They can connect to plants or something, and they have trouble controlling it, and Tara also has powers that she has trouble controlling, and, like, there's so much going on in this show, and a lot of it is just kind of not only underutilized, but also I feel like there's just too many plot threads, and most of it, we're not getting a second season, so it's probably not going to get resolved. The girls do beat the Dragon King by turning it to crystal, and my feeling is, like, if it's that easy to do, why didn't somebody just do it before? Like, they were able to do it, like, at least twice, I don't know. So now a bunch of kids are infected by shadow magic, and we end with Maximus, the guy who I believe it's Jessa likes. I think one of them is now infected by shadow magic, and that's where we leave off in season 2, for potentially maybe a season 2 at some point, because he is now possessed. So it's clear that either the Dragon King is not dead or the shadow magic remains. And that's all we have for this season. Their father kills him, other sacrifices himself, and there's also a guy named Lewis who is their like mentor character or something, who barely shows up. But there was so much going on in the show, and I wasn't entirely bored, but I felt like I wish the show had picked with one plot and stuck with it. Because none of the plots we got were developed enough to be entirely interesting. I also want to point out that at one point they go to New York, and there's a guy named Reese who helps them, but he's allegedly killed by the enforcers. Even though we never see his body, and we never confirm that he's dead, so if there is a season 2, and I do end up watching it, which I'm not really sure because I don't really know if I care, but I'd like them to explore that, like maybe he's still alive or something. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, I do like the part where Jessa is told by the adults, oh, let the adults handle it. And if I were her, I would have been like, yeah, because y'all haven't been lying to me this entire time. You lied about me having a twin. You lied about me being a dragon marked. You tried to hide us for an entire life. And now you're going to tell us to trust you when you made it clear you don't care about us. You only care about stopping the Dragon King. And they actually do say that. And I like the fact that they acknowledge the fact that they know that the council doesn't care about them. They only care about stopping the Dragon King, and Misha will just be collateral to them. So if she dies, who cares? And I like the fact that they give an actual reason to them wanting to break what the adults are saying, and they say, we have to take care of this, instead of just, if no one else will listen to us. No, it's not that no one else will listen to us. It's that none of the adults are trustworthy. They all suck. They're all bastards. So we have to do this ourselves if we're ever going to get her back alive. And I like that. I like the art. The art is very pretty. It's very graphic novel-y. I find it very, very, I find it looked very good for 3D. But other than that, the show is just meh. And I probably wouldn't have watched it if I wasn't doing this. So next week we start back up with Hazbin Hotel, and I believe there are 4 or 5 episodes left. So we may stop before Friday once that's finished, and then move on to the next thing next week. But we shall see. We shall see when we get to that. But for now, I am Lean, and I am signing off for the morning.